Shalom. I just want to have a brief moment. I have a moment to myself. The girls outside on skates, learning how to skate. Gave me a little break. I just want to have a brief moment to just have something quick to say about, the word talks about division amongst our people. And this particular type of division has to do with being in the truth. Okay? We know that there are many of us today, as well as it was in the past, who heard the truth and decided to convert, decided to come over. And there are those who hear the truth and they kind of they getting into it a bit, whatever, but they don't really convert. They just know the truth and they speak it, but they're not walking it. And then when the word actually comes around to convict them, or others who are actually in the truth, is trying to help another brother or sister out and reprove a brother or sister or whatever, you got some who will kind of run away, and keep to themselves because they still want to do what they want to do. Okay? And then you got some who just don't hear it at all. They hear and they're like, one ear out the other kind of thing. They heard it, but they still in their mindset, they want to do what they want to do as if they never heard the truth at all. It goes along with that parable of the seed sower. The one who sowed the seeds on the ground. Some fell on the wayside and dried up, and some fell in the soil and grew a little bit, but they were choked up by the weeds and thorns, and the others, they flourished, and prospered. So you got people like that, according to the word. And there's the other thing too, according to scripture. Well, with scripture, according to certain situations, he said he didn't come to bring peace, but with the sword. He come to basically give the word to those, and it's going to cause division. Okay, whether it's your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your children, or whatever. Okay, and it's very important to excuse me, I'm cooking. It's very important to comprehend and compare these, relate these situations to these scriptures, especially what's going on today. Okay, no matter who it is, because there are people who all about the Most High Yah, claim they are, but the family comes before anything. They will die for their family. They will put themselves up for their family. They will constantly be around because of it's family. Family is my family. So I got to do this for my family. You put all this. It's okay to go out and share the truth and all, but then when you put them before the Most High Yah after they have decided they're going to continue, you're not making room for the Most High Yah to work, because He's going to turn them over to the desires of their heart, and it's going to be to their own ruin. Okay, and until they decide to turn over, come over to the other side, to convert. But we done our part. When we constantly interfere and entertain them just because they're family, to be with them, still trying to, be around like old times or whatever, and saying that you're doing the word and all, and giving them the word, but you're eating and feasting with them and stuff like that, and laughing and enjoying. They're not even, it's going in one ear and out the other still. And as long as they know that you're going to constantly be around to do these things with them, they're not worrying about converting over, because they know you're still going to be around. And they know that you're all about them. So, therefore, we can't be lukewarm. Okay? We can't be lukewarm. Whoever loves their mother, father, husband, wife, cut off. But like I was saying, whoever loved their brother, father, sister, brother, husband, wife more than the Messiah, they are not worthy to be his disciples. Okay? And whoever are your mother, your mother, brother, sister, and what is it? whoever, your mother, brother, and sister who does the will of the Most High Yah are your family. Okay? So we got to remember those things. Okay? Who are you willing to let go? Okay? Because these are sacrifices. These are things that we are well, they're like sacrifices to us in a way, because these are people that we've known all our lives, okay? I'm talking about people. Sometimes it's the husband or the wife that you may have to depart from. If they are in Christian insanity, and you come into the truth and you want your partner to come over too, you be patient with them, give them time, and they just letting you know there's no way I'm coming over, blah blah blah. And then eventually you two are gonna do the split. It don't have to be you saying, oh, I'm going off, or he saying I'm going off, or I'm kicking you out, whatever. It don't even have to happen that way. It will just eventually happen that way. It's just going to. Two can't walk together unless they agree. And, you know, so therefore, and then controversy in the household. You have dysfunction. You have dysfunction in the household, and you're gonna, he don't want to. The Most High will not want to put more on us than we can bear. He doesn't. And yes, we have long suffering, and patience, and kindness, and all that, and pray that the Most High, bring the other over to the other side. But the danger is in holding on to that for a long time, when the Most High has a purpose for you. Because sometimes our mate, our partner can try to take over what the Most High wants of you, desires of you, because you desire him to do, and you can't even walk in the walk because of your mate wants you to stay on, pull you over to that person's side more than anything, or else may give you ultimatums. Hey, we just can't continue on if it's going to be like this. Things like that happen. Okay, I'm not saying to divorce or anything like that. Okay, sometimes it comes down to that, especially if your mate is really a sinner and is out there doing God knows what. Well, sorry, those who say God, Yah knows what. Sometimes you may just have to let the unbeliever depart. Okay, I'm not saying that also cause you to divorce, because there are many who just departed and stayed, separated and actually reconciled and came back together. If the unbeliever chooses to dwell with you, then let them. Okay, but choose to part, then let them go. Okay, they may not ever want to come back or have nothing to do with you. And you choose to, you be a believer in the Most High Yah. But what I'm saying is, and sometimes it's your children. Sometimes the parents don't want to, and the children come around, and then the children is doing what is righteous, or practicing what is righteous, because somebody else introduced them into what is righteous, and they want to practice the righteous acts as best that they can while they're living under their parents' roof. And that can be a little bit tough, but sometimes our children can help bring over the parents into, and sometimes it don't work. But that's according to the Most High Yah's will. If they're willing to open up their hearts to him and seek him, or something happens to where they surrender and they give in. And sometimes it just won't ever happen. But these are the chances. These are the things that we have to deal with. And we can't be afraid to let go. Sometimes we just have to let go. What is not righteous, pure, set apart, put apart, or anything like that. Even if it has to do with those who are continue to strive in the world of wickedness. Okay, so just want to mention that to you. Stay encouraged, and don't be afraid to speak out about it, and don't be afraid you might offend. But please, please, please discern. If you are, if you have you're Yashuralite, even if you aren't, and you have woken up to the truth of who you are, who the true people are, and you're trying to wake others up, be patient with them. But what we call grace, the favor, is only for a limited time. It's not forever. Okay, as most Christian insanity congregations teach. And therefore, that time is going to be cut off soon for many. Okay, and so same with us, who are in the truth. We do what we supposed to do our part, sound the alarm and everything, but then there's going to come a time where you're going to have to move out of the way. And say right away, but Most High, you have to go with the Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, and let you know and guide you what to do from there on out. But please remember, do not compromise yourself, your salvation, for others that you love, known to love all your life. Don't do it. You are responsible for your own salvation as well as they are. You don't want to follow and go there and think that you'll be able to get them, speak for them when judgment day come. Okay, you can't do that. All right, you want to be cautious of what you do and how you go about these things. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes we just have to give love from a distance. Not really cutting them off like that, because they may need us to help draw them, and maybe others. Sometimes you have to get out the way to let somebody else come in, and who might, Most High Yah might relate to them the same message, or some other kind of may get it or receive it. Sometimes they might get it through consequences, whether it's illnesses or a loss of some things, or whatever it may be, and to help them come to realize some just won't ever come around, but we have to just pray for our loved ones, and even those that we're not closely related to, even if it's your neighbor or whoever. You never know. Most High Yah works in ways that we can't comprehend, okay? So I just want to let you know, be patient, but at the same time, make room for the Most High Yah to come in and work on them as well, okay? Things may happen to them. You can still care for them, but don't get in the way and try to be a superhero, a savior, okay? The Messiah is our savior, and if they really want a savior, they know who to call on. And just as well as how the Spirit brought us to Him, as how much the Messiah had brought us over to Him in the Ruach, to the Messiah in the Ruach, to the Most High Yah in the Ruach, the same way with anyone else. Just as well as you've heard and someone had introduced something to you, whether you've taken it in right away or you haven't right away. But what brought you to that? The Spirit of the Ruach. And there are those who really don't possess the Spirit of the Ruach, but just have the knowledge and, go about pretending. Don't talk right now, okay? Mommy's talking, okay? Just don't have the Spirit of the Ruach, but still is conformed to this world, but just have the knowledge, okay? They haven't truly conformed, but you have to discern and know who is really of the Most High Yah and who isn't. Who is really walking the walk, not just hearers of the word, but doers also. So in this closing, I'm saying shalom. There's one more thing that I failed to mention. The same message goes to even those who are of the organized traditional churches, okay? Especially for those who possess the 501c3. I personally had a conversation with a female minister, and not long ago, and not mentioning names, okay? I'm gonna put out like that, but it was we had a pleasant conversation and all, but it was interesting. Some things that will come out, like for instance, I want to mention about that. Sunday worship. We know to keep the Shabbat, okay? And you know how people like to give the titles, like their giftings and what position they hold, and like that's really valuable. That's not valuable at all if you're not, especially if you're not a keeper of the word. It's invalid, okay? It doesn't mean anything. What does it mean? Because we know the word says, Master, Master, haven't I prophesied in your name? Haven't I done many works in your name? Haven't I done this? Haven't I done that? And he says, I don't know you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. And that's repeated twice, I believe, in the book of Matthew Yahoo. So I just want to let you know that even Shaul speaks about, in Corinthians, even if you know all mysteries, have the knowledge, even if you have the gift of tongues, have the gift of whatever it is, even if you give your body to be sacrificed, none of those things mean anything if you don't have Ahava, Yah's love. And it goes on with the list of what it is, what love is. It's not pride, it's not boastful. It doesn't easily get angry, It's has long suffering, it's patient, it's kind, it's, so just mentioning briefly that a lot of us know a lot of those who have to possess those characteristics. So I had to take a break for a moment, but 501c3. I've heard that the 501c3 does not forbid you to keep doesn't make you only worship or, have services on Sunday. That's a good thing, but at the same time, what about those who are Shabbat keepers, like Saturday Adventists and some others, who do have 501c3 and still, don't really, just going by the government, because you know what 501c3 really is, you see that it's not something that we're supposed to be part of at all, especially when it has to do with the truth. And the truth is given freely. The word is given freely, as well as the salvation was given freely to us if we freely want to receive it. So we supposed to freely want to receive the word without having to pay what we call tithes, for our barakah, our blessings. And then they are forbidden. There are certain things that they are allowed to teach and can't, or some things they're allowed to be part of. I'm not going to go through the listing, but you can look it up, and there's a whole list of things that they're under control. So they don't have freedom of speech to be able to do as one will. If they are, it's under certain circumstances or whatever. What I'm saying is, it's controlled under the satanic system. When it's controlled under that, held under that, which is your choice to be part of it, and you get benefits of the 501c3 tax exempt. Therefore, what exactly are they reaping? What exactly are they? They're not reaping the benefits of the Most High. They're reaping benefits of you, taking from you, as well as they're getting the benefits they're getting from being part of that system. And not only that, they're inheriting lies, and they're leading the flock astray. So those who are have a part in the so-called church, Christian insanity, or first lady, or is whether you're a minister or your husband is, or whatever, if you're teaching these lies, etc., 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 about the tithes, about salvation, and not really teaching about salvation, and not about Shabbat keeping, the Torah is done away with, and eat pork, and give reasons for why you need money, justifying what the word says and all, then you are partaking in the wrath of the Most High Yah. You are partaking in that. You're choosing to go along with that, thinking that you can justify your salvation. You can't do that. So that's going to be a tough decision to make, to get out of that, especially if you are married to someone who has a position of the church, as far as being a minister, a pastor, your first lady, or whatever. You got these ties. And if you do choose to be separate, I can't tell you exactly what to do because I know about that. All I know is the same message I'm giving applies to every single person, including those who who are participating in leading the flock astray and leading the flock to the slaughter. Okay. The blood is on your hands as well. Okay. You're not supposed to participate in works of darkness, works of wickedness, or anything like that. Rasha. So therefore, this is something that you want to look into, and it could seem a little tougher. I was told also that following the truth, walking in the righteousness of the Most High Yah, it's not hard. I said that it would be challenging, and it can be difficult for some. And I was told by a female minister that it's not hard at all. Make the decision. I'm like, okay, well, I know my testimony, and it was not easy like that. It was easy to make the decision, but the transition, you have to go through process of things, okay, with the Most High Yah. You have to purge all those things away from you, and the training of the mind and everything that you've known all your life, that you practice. You got to change that out, transform your let the Most High Yah transform you. That takes time, when you're working, after you make up your mind. So if it's that easy, then therefore it should be easy to let go of the Christian insanity. Let go, regardless if you're a husband or a wife who is a leader of the church. You should be able to let that go and follow the Most High, the Most High Yah. Okay, I had to ask a particular question at the end. When it comes down to it, and you have to make that decision at that time, which actually is now, supposed to be the one knowing so much and leading everyone into righteousness. Are you willing to let go of the one you love? If the one you love don't choose to follow the same path you choose to follow after the Most High. Are you willing to go through the changes, go through the bit of, disappointment and suffering because you want them to follow too and they choose not to? After learning the truth and making that decision, are you willing to let them go? Do you love them that much? They're valuable to you, but they're more valuable to you if they don't choose the same path. They choose to keep doing what they're doing regardless of what. To where you will not give them up. So that way, snip the string so that way you can go and have salvation yourself. Are you willing? That's the question. Are you willing? You know it, but what are you going to do? Keep one another in prayer. And I say stay encouraged and encourage one another. Be patient with one another, have long suffering. But these are decisions you have to make. We can't keep justifying our actions and our righteousness and think that the Most High Yah will be okay with it.